Everyone right now is panicking about which industries AI is going to destroy. They're on their phones, they're scrolling LinkedIn, seeing entire departments get gutted, the layoffs, and they're terrified. Every other headline is about how AI is coming for your job, how it's going to replace accountants, lawyers, developers, marketers, and basically everyone. And what makes it even worse is this is happening way faster than anyone could have imagined. Now, the thing that no one is talking about is the 5 industries that AI is going to make explode in 2026. And if you position yourself in any of these 5 right now, while everyone else is running around scared, you're going to be printing mafia money while they're scrambling with their tails between their legs, trying to figure out what went wrong. I'm going to break down all 5 industries and show you exactly why AI makes them more profitable. And before I get into this, I need to show you proof that what I'm saying isn't just theory. I'm not some guy who read a few articles and decided to make a video about AI. I was on Shark Tank. I've made $350,000 in the last 12 months helping businesses implement AI systems. And most importantly, I've helped others do this too. One of my clients, Luke, landed a $12,000 project plus a $5,000 a month retainer within 2 weeks of start. And here's the crazy part. He had 0 AI experience before that. Another client, Billy, went from charging $1,500 a month, closing a $20,000 project just 2 weeks after we worked together. And Steven signed his first $9,500 deal in just 6 weeks. So everything I'm about to share with you is working right now. So the first industry that's going to absolutely explode is consulting. Management consulting, strategy consulting, whatever you want to call it. You see, the big consulting firms like Bain, McKinsey, BCG, all of them, they have massive overheads. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of employees, layers of bureaucracy, those fancy skyline offices, and they charge a fortune because they need to cover all of those overheads. A basic project with one of these firms could run you $500,000 or even $1 million. And here's what's happening right now that nobody seems to be paying attention to. Small, nimble consulting firms are eating their lunch, and AI is the reason why. Because when you think about it, what do these consultants actually do on a day-to-day basis? They research projects, analyze data, build frameworks and models, create presentations, and give recommendations. And now think about how much of that AI can do. When it comes to research, AI can pull together information from hundreds of sources in seconds. Data analysis, AI can find patterns that would take human teams weeks to find. And what about building decks? AI can draft that too. AI can now do 80% of the grunt work in a fraction of the time, which means a small team of 2 or 3 people can deliver the same quality output that used to require a team of 20. Your delivery costs absolutely collapse, and most importantly, your margins go through the roof. And here's the thing that makes this even better. Every single business on the planet right now is going through some kind of transformation because of AI. Maybe they're confused, don't know how to implement, or maybe they just don't know what's real versus what's hype. And they're willing to pay serious money for someone to come in and tell them exactly what to do. I see this constantly. Business owners know AI exists. They see their competitors taking advantage of it. They read about it in the news, but they have no idea where to start. And that gap between knowing AI exists and knowing how to actually implement it, that is where the real money is. If you're watching this and you've got any kind of expertise, any proof story from your past where you've gotten results, you can package that into a consulting offer. You can consult on growth, on efficiency, on hiring, on operations, on AI implementation itself, whatever you actually know. And because consulting is constrained by nature, meaning there's only so much of your time available, when you add high demand to that, prices stay high and profits stay fat. Here's a simple example. Let's say a business is doing $5 million a year. They hire you for $100,000 to come in and show them how to improve their operations. If you can show them how to get $1 million in uplift from those improvements, that's a 10x return on their investment. They win, you win, and most importantly, everyone is happy, and that's really good business. And you can do this with a tiny team leveraging AI to do most of the heavy lifting. So that's industry number one. The second industry is technical agencies. And when I say technical, I'm talking about IT service firms, engineering firms, architecture, accounting, legal services, anything where people are doing the work with some kind of specialization, qualification, or credential. Now, you've probably heard that AI is going to wipe out all of those jobs, but I don't really think that's true at all. What I think is going to happen is that these industries are going to become insanely more efficient. And the people who figure this out first while everyone else is panicking, they're going to make an absolute killing. You see, these industries have been running inefficiently for decades. They've got bloated overheads, slow processes, and way too many people doing work that could be automated or streamlined. That's just the way it's always been done. But AI changes that overnight. Now you can have a small team of highly technical people plug in AI tools as co-pilots and output the same work that used to require 3 to 4 times their headcount. A developer with AI assistance can write code 5 or even 10 times faster. An accountant can process returns in a fraction of the time frame. A lawyer can draft contracts and reviews and documents at superhuman speed. And here's where the arbitrage really comes in. You take that small, efficient team, you leverage AI to multiply their output, and you sell that output to bigger companies at premium rates. The cost to deliver drops dramatically, the price you charge stays the same, and even goes up because you're delivering faster. That spread is pure profit. Let me give you some numbers to think about. Let's say you're running a small accounting firm. Traditionally, you need maybe 10 accountants to handle a certain volume of clients. Each client costs you $80,000 a year in salaries plus benefits plus overhead. That's $800,000 just in people costs. Now, imagine you can handle that same volume with 4 accountants plus AI tools. The cost drops maybe to $400,000, but your revenue stays the same. That extra $400,000 goes straight to your bottom line. Now, here's something that most people don't realize. You don't even have to be the technical expert yourself to run one of these businesses. You could partner with someone who has credentials, you could hire a lead person who has the qualification, or you could acquire a business that already has those people in place and you take over the demand side while they handle delivery. Sometimes going into an industry where you don't have the technical background is actually a superpower because you speak the language of the customer. You understand what they want and your technical team handles the execution. That is a powerful combination. The third industry is what I call boring businesses, and these might be the most underrated opportunity of all. I'm talking about businesses like cleaning contractors, HVAC services, waste removal, print and publishing, air conditioning maintenance, customer service, stuff like that. These are the businesses that just tick away in the background. Nobody posts about them on Instagram. Nobody makes viral TikToks about how exciting they are. They're boring, and that's exactly why they're so valuable. Some of the wealthiest people I've ever come across made their money in businesses exactly like these. Boring businesses that print cash month after month while nobody is watching. Because while everyone is chasing the next thing that loses money, while they're trying to build the next app or the next viral brand, these guys are quietly stacking cash. They're the license to print money that nobody talks about. And here's why AI makes them even better. Most boring businesses run on thin margins because they've never been optimized. They're using the same processes from 20 years ago, the same manual scheduling systems, the same dispatch methods, the same customer service approaches. It's all manual, it's all slow, and it's all really expensive. AI changes that completely. First, you can automate scheduling and dispatch. Then you can automate customer service and handle inquiries 24/7 without hiring more people. And then when it's time to get paid, you can automate invoices, follow-ups, reminders, all of that, which means you can run leaner, faster, and more profitably than any of your competitors that are still doing things the old way. And the people running these boring businesses from my experience, aren't they usually the most tech savvy? They're the ones installing the pools, installing the air cons, in the roofs, installing the electrics. They're actually doing the work, and the tech staff has become a second thought for them. Which means if you come in with AI with massive efficiency, you have a huge competitive advantage because you can undercut on price, over deliver on service, and still make better margins than everyone else. The key to making a boring business work is treating it like an exciting business, understanding what the leverage points are, understanding where AI can remove friction and cut costs. Now, that's boring businesses, and it's a proven way to make money. Implement AI, create leverage, print cash. Now, the next is software, specifically software as a service. Now, this one might seem obvious, but I want to break it down. You know, everyone thinks and knows that software is big, but people have it completely wrong. They think they need to be a developer. They think that you need to raise millions of dollars in venture capital. They also think you need to have some crazy technical background or a computer science degree. And this used to be true. Building software used to cost a fortune. You needed a whole team of developers, months or even years of development time, and the barrier to entry was enormous. But thanks to AI, those costs have collapsed. AI coding assistants can write code, debug issues, and handle a lot of the heavy lifting that used to require expensive senior developers. You can build software faster and cheaper than ever before. The beauty of SaaS is the business model itself. You create a software tool that provides value way more than the subscription costs. Maybe you charge a business $30 a month that saves them $300 in hard costs. Once that software is embedded in their operations, once it's a part of how they work every day, they just keep paying every single month. And that's how you build a valuable asset. The technical part that used to be the hard part is not the hard part anymore. AI handles more and more of that every day. The hard part is knowing what to build, how it's going to get sold, and understanding the market and the customer and the positioning. That's the real entrepreneurial skill set. And the thing is, you don't actually need to write a single line of code anymore. You just need to understand problems, package solutions, and get them in front of the right people. And that's how you make a lot of money with SaaS. And now the fifth and the last industry is info and education. So think coaching, courses, communities, memberships, anything like that, where you're packaging knowledge and experience and selling it. Information businesses have always been high margin. Create the content once and then you can sell it infinitely. It's always been an attractive model, but the bottleneck, it's always been delivery and support. As you scale, you need more coaches, more community managers, and more people to answer questions, review assignments, and basically just hold your client hands. And this is where most info businesses hit a wall. You either cap your growth and only limiting a certain amount of members each month, or you hire a ton of people and watch your margin shrink into obscurity. And the thing is, AI removes that wall entirely. Now you can have AI handle all of the customer support. You can have it answer common questions 24/7, and you can have it even personalize the learning experience for each student based on what they're struggling with. You can have the AI grade assessments, provide feedback, and even create custom action plans on the bottlenecks that the students are currently facing. All of it. Like, AI can literally change the game for these info and these coaching businesses, which really means you can scale to thousands of students per month without scaling your team. And this really just puts the economics in your favor. Now, let me get back to the present for a moment. These 5 industries are wide open, and AI is making all of them more efficient, more profitable, and more accessible than ever before. And right now, while most people are panicking about disruption, there's a window to get in. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the last chance you'll ever have, but I will say this: the people who move first always have the advantage. Think about Bitcoin, think about the internet, because they get in before the market gets crowded. They build relationships before everyone else competing for the same clients, and they stack skills and, more importantly, proof while everyone else is still researching. And that's just how it works. And honestly, if you're watching this, I'd rather you be one of those people than someone who looks back in 2 years and wishes they would have started sooner. And that's why I put together a free training that breaks down how to actually get started in this. Inside, I walk you through the tools, how to find clients, how to package your offers, and how to implement these systems step by step. It's the same stuff I used to make $350K in the last 12 months, and the same stuff my students have used to land their first 5 and even 6-figure deals. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the link in the description below, and I'll see you there.